On our last session, you guys kicked my boss's butt. You did it.
It was less of a close thing than the first encounter, for sure.
Certainly was. Concept. What do you guys recall?
Didn't he
There's
die?
only one living bugbear left, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, the chief is still alive, and there were like 4 or 5 of them that went down the map. So those guys are still alive. You didn't totally wipe out all the bugbears.
Nice.
That's great.
At least the ones on the mountain.
And we broke the spell, presumably.
And you broke a spell. Yeah, he helped you break a spell. There was a swirling vortex around the magic circle. And so now you're still in the chamber. And everything sort of comes to quiet repose.
I would like to loot the bodies.
You guys would like to loot the bodies. Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
I'll give him guidance.
Can I have Delfinger help me?
Oh, you're
What
sorry.
does can you do investigation rolls?
He can. That's a good question. Let me pull up that.
I can help you.
Wait.
I'm pretty good at that.
Oh, perfect. I'll take his help.
All right. You both search the bodies, and I did not generate loot for this. Give me just a second.
I got a 24.
Nice.
You didn't need my help.
No, that was with your help.
Oh, good, good.
Let's see here.
We got what do we get?
Oh,
Invisibility
wait, yeah, didn't I already? Okay, so I'm gonna say that you guys found another water nymphs. Did we cast identify on the shroud?
We did, and we found it was a water nymph thingamabob.
Yeah,
Water
water
breathing.
nymph, a water nymph shawl. I'm gonna say that you find another one of those on one of the hags.
Nice.
Well,
And I should have thought this out.
how
I,
about Heligold?
well, I did. I put this somewhere. Hang on. I did. I just need to pull it up. And then actually, because I was busy helping out my person, I didn't pull up my table.
We get a ring with wish.
It has some
You
form of
you do-
English on it.
You do find the ring. You do find a ring.
Okay.
One of the
Is
hags.
it fancy? What does it look like?
It looks like it is a gold ring with a small lapis in it.
Hey guys,
Small
I got a
lapis ring.
small gold ring with a lapis in it.
I'll spend 10 minutes to identify that.
Sure. It is a normal lapis ring worth 400 gold.
And then the water nymph shawl, that's the same. It just lets me breathe underwater, right?
Yes, if any creature
Fire.
that attunes to this shawl can breathe underwater.
And there's no limit on the uses.
No limit on the use.
Cool. Well, cats don't really like water. So.
And I will say that with that roll, you do also find that's what it was. A potion. And I will say, so how about this? So since you also find a potion, and you already spent 10 minutes identifying one of the objects, I'll say that you just take a few more moments to identify this potion. It is a potion. Sorry, I'm writing this down. It is a potion of fire resist.
Nice.
That one of the hags did not drink.
Who wants to hold on to
One
the
of those in
potion?
Skyrim.
I'll throw it in the fanny pack I'm holding.
Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
I assume Hannah, you're holding on to all this shit.
Yes, I have written these down. I don't know how to spell shawl, so I just eyeballed it.
SHAWL, shawl.
Joel. Like
There's not a
all
C in
with an
there?
S.
Okay, S-H-A. Shawl.
I will take out the compass rose and see where it's pointing.
It points towards the center of the room, towards the magic circle, and it's sort
Ooh.
of angling down.
I'll go to the middle of the circle.
So as you get to the middle of the circle, the glow inside the orb begins to go further and further down until it points directly down beneath you. So the rose is pointing directly down at your feet. And it starts to, in fact, the entire rose sort of starts to glow brightly and pulsate.
Was the real treasure the friends we made on the way?
Javier and Phil, come look at this.
Oh,
Our quarry,
it appears.
our
to be-
quarry must be below, but I'm not sure how to access it.
I'm gonna bend over. I'm gonna get real close to the runes. I'm gonna lick the runes. What do I taste?
You taste a metallic taste. It's very tingy. It seems
Tastes
like
like a-
the runes were sort of set in like a metal powder of some kind.
Tastes like a battery, I think. I don't know what a battery is.
Yeah.
Interesting. I will rip Delfinger out, and holding him like a dowsing rod, I'll cast detect good and evil. Does he detect anything here?
He does not.
Does
It is not
metal
detect-
circle, I relay that. This metal circle is not good nor evil. It is ambivalent. Troubling.
Yeah.
I'll stab the rune with the sword.
Well, so I will say that the rune is fey in nature. He can detect that. Yeah.
Okay.
The runics are based in like a fey sort of spell, kind of. But so you stab it?
I stab it. Just to see what happens when I poke through it.
You stab it, you stab the ground, and you pierce beneath the snow, and you hit the soil beneath.
I relay that to the group.
We saw that happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
there's
hit
soil
this
beneath.
one.
Okay.
You're quite observant there. Your years of hunting have clearly left you with a keener eye than mine.
DM, I would like to seduce the ground.
Seduce the ground. Roll.
Just kidding.
You.
Wait, Phil, is there a magical effect here?
When I tasted it and smell it, do I smell any magic?
Do you still have detect magic up?
Doubt it. I can cast it as
Okay.
a ritual though. I would like to just make an Arcana check. Actually,
Sure.
Delfinger can make an Arcana check.
Sure. Tell me so precisely. What are you making the Arcana check on?
So there's metal in the, I assume in the shape of a room in the center of the circle, as if I remember the map correctly. I'm making an Arcana check to try to get like a school of magic or like a magical ability related to this.
The Okay, so go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
15.
I'll say with the 15 that you can tell. So it is a it is conjuration based, which is what I kind of thought it was going to be. And from what you can tell, it is based in some sort of like Fey, sort of, I guess, genre of magic. You can recognize some of the glyphs are like some sort of like bastardized version of Sylvan language. But the actual purpose of the circle and what spell it casts, I'm going to say still quite eludes you, although you do recognize it as sort of a conjuration spell.
Can I just
So-
suggest also that we take a rest at some point?
Yeah, I'll look at our bugbear friend. Like, do we need to like burn your dead buddy there, or is this just kind of a let him freeze and let nature take its course?
We can take, Concept turns to you and he says, I would appreciate if we could bring him back and give him his proper rights. If you all have the means to do so, I carry no actual fire on me. This, and he holds it, only allows me to do a few spells, but nothing such as casting fire.
Unfortunately, too much time has passed since he fell. I do not have the abilities to bring him back. I'm sorry.
I have the ability to give him a pyre. I got some oil and a torch.
He said, well, I would prefer if we could give him his rights at home, but I suppose giving him rights is better than to not.
Yeah, let's meet in the middle ground. Unless you want to carry him, I don't even think we're gonna go all the way back, guy. Look,
You
you're
do
great and
have
all that.
that human body sled.
We do. I don't think we need to go back. I think we need to figure out what this room does, and this room might take us somewhere else. Conjuration.
We've been looking for a tuning fork, right? The compass
Yeah.
rose is pointing directly to this spot, like as if it's underneath this. I
Is
don't
this on a
understand.
raised platform or anything? Ooh, you know what we should check out? There's the one room we haven't gone to yet. And didn't we ask your thing if there was loot in that room? No, we did. And that's what we went into. And we found it and it was the shawl. That's right.
Yeah,
We did. I don't
Okay.
know if do you guys have all 4 keystones?
I only have. Oh boy,
How many
what do I
keystones do you have?
that's a Phil question.
I haven't written down keystones in my D&D Beyond inventory, so I only have written on paper inventory. I've got a pair of black, 1 yellow, 1 blue, and a red.
Sounds like 5.
Sounds like we're 3
Black,
short.
1 yellow, 1 blue, and red. Yeah, so you got all the keystones. It sounds like you checked. There were 4 hags in the beginning, and each one had a chamber. It sounds like you guys checked all the rooms. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
Let's get
we,
out of
we
here.
need to get the tuning fork. It leads directly to the spot. I don't understand. I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the floor or whatever this is.
Okay.
At a 4th
You
level.
cast Dispel Magic, and nothing happens. It sort of seems so. I will say that you sort of cast a spell, and there's nothing really to grab onto. There's no real active spell happening here. It seems like whatever purpose this magic circle was serving was shut down when Tansef removed the hag from the center of it.
Oh, I'm too dumb to have an epiphany. Let me see.
Should we put a hag's body in the middle of this circle, or would that bring back the ice storm?
I like
That
that
is what-
idea. Without
yeah.
thinking, I just go and the big hag, I
I
pick
get
her
out
and
of the
throw her down the
circle.
circle.
Okay,
I'm
we get out of the circle. Okay. Hannah, are you trying to activate it?
I just throw it. I'm too dumb for that. I just throw the body on the circle.
Okay. It seems like nothing happens.
I poke the body a couple of times with my sword. Does anything happen?
Nothing.
No.
I'll take all the hag's remaining bodies and put them in the middle. Anything?
When you do this, all the hags. No, okay. All the hags form together. No, I'm just kidding. They all start docking. No, just kidding. But no, nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Fascinating.
Phil, maybe your stones have something to do with this.
Are there any?
Really
I'm
out of
gonna
my-
excavate the snow around this thing. Are there spots to put in keystones?
There are no spots, but as you begin digging through the actual snow and moving it away, you actually hit dirt, which if you recall, for the most part, it sort of seemed like the floors were in this cave have been made out of stone or like the actual icy material that that the walls and the ceiling are made out of.
Mhm.
But this is actual soil.
I have an
Well-
idea. I pull out my, oh boy, what do I have to dig with? Oh, nothing great. I'll start digging with a crowbar and some of the bronze torture surgical instruments. Seeing if I can
Okay.
dig through with that.
Okay, I will say, make a, Are you digging, looking for anything specific or like why are you digging?
I'm gonna first dig just in the circle around the runes. If it's like, I'm just gonna dig to try to excavate what's there.
Okay,
But-
so, and I'll ask, so where in the circle are you digging exactly? Like, are you digging around the edge? Or are you digging closer towards the center?
Ooh. Let me roll an intelligence check to
Well,
see.
our compass
Sure.
rose is pointing directly to the middle of this.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
got a
your compass-
17. I'm digging in the center of
You're-
it.
Yeah, you're gonna dig, yeah, you're gonna.
Bill, dig here.
Where the compass is pointing. Sure, I will say then, in that case, make a quick, strength check for me.
I'll give you guidance.
Are you just micromanaging at this point?
Me?
I got a 16.
No, I'm talking about all this guidance we're getting.
16. With this is somewhat loose soil, and so with a 16, I'll say that you're able to like sort of loosen it up with the crowbar and like dig it out with your hand pretty easily. As you're digging down, all of a sudden you hit something a little bit harder than the soil, and you look at it, and you see like sort of a piece of cloth sitting in the dirt.
Ooh. I smell it. What does it smell like?
I was like, dirt.
I lick it. What does it taste like?
It tastes like cloth.
Hey,
I
what is
found a
this?
You can-
dirty cloth.
It
and I
tastes
put-
like 10,000 thread count cloth. No, just kidding. It tastes like
I
an
think-
old raggedy cloth.
I throw this
Um,
old raggedy cloth towards Skull and keep digging.
Is
So
is
actually,
it-
so when you reach in and grab the cloth, there is something inside of it.
Hmm.
And as you pull it out, it's actually, so there's an object and it's wrapped inside of a cloth. And it seems like there's some sort of magic, like another sort of magic runic seal on the cloth.
Do I smell any School of Arcana on it?
I'll ask you to make another arcana.
9.
With a 9? Wait, so like you can smell magic as a satyr? Is that what's happening?
I'm just Fey. I just smell things. Look,
Okay.
magic has its own thing.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna
Everyone
say
knows evocation magic is spicy. Like,
so I'm gonna say with a spell with a roll of 9, you see that it is, I believe, abjuration.
hmm.
Let me double check what abjuration is.
was gonna say,
Yes,
What's abjuration?
it is.
It's like
it is-
shielding.
It's like shielding.
Ah,
So
or
it's some sort of seal meant to protect whatever's inside, or just prevent people from getting it.
minty.
Bill, is
I
it
will.
trapped?
I'll pass it.
Someone
Ooh, that's a
right
good
now
question.
is too
Uh,
sure.
I'll just identify it as a ritual. I mean, can we start taking a short rest and start casting some of these rituals?
Yeah, why don't we just try and open it, like physically?
This is a shield.
Javier, by all means, you open it, but I'll
Yeah,
stand
I
30
tossed it
feet
to
away.
Javier.
I'll go. I'm trying to open it.
I'm
Uh,
30 feet away.
Alright,
And I
you try to
back it up
try to
30
rip.
feet.
You try to open up the cloth from where it's sort of tied and where the seal is sort of placed over it, but for whatever reason, like the cloth is sort of, it seems like it's magically locked in place. You kind of get the feeling that in order to like actually open this like sack, whatever you're gonna probably have to do some sort of either like a dispel magic or meet the
Hmm.
conditions of the seal.
Well,
Fine.
Javier is no good with that, so he
Hand it back
passes
to
it
me.
on.
I'll cast this. Ooh. I have a question.
Sure.
So I know it's abjuration. I would like to think I'm smart enough to realize that means shield. Would I be able to try to salvage the cloth in such a way where I could still use its abjurative properties?
With a 9 on Arcana, I'm gonna say you're not sure.
No idea. Okay,
Phil, before we do this, maybe should we rest before we try to mess with this?
probably, and I cast I cast the spell magic on it.
Okay, is that a roll?
Yeah, okay, so.
Well, it depends
do
on
you
what
know-
level.
Yeah, so my question for you, if it's a 3rd level or lower, it's automatically dispelled.
You know what? I'm gonna say for this. Thinking about like what this actually is in my own head, I'm gonna say that the spell magic actually just wipes the seal
Oops.
clean off of it, and the cloth that was wrapping this object just sort of
Falls away.
falls away.
Okay. Well. What is it?
You take the cloth off, and inside is a brass, sort of, well, like a brownish metal tuning fork. And
Ooh.
it has sort of this red glint and glow to it.
All right, we found
I'll
what
lick
we were
it.
looking
Does it
for.
taste spicy?
You lick it, it tastes like metal.
Ah,
Phil, why are you licking everything?
it's how I stay in touch with the land. See, you can tell a lot about some magic items by the way they taste. For instance, conjuration, evocation is a very spicy school of magic. They teach you this in college. I don't expect you to learn this.
Insight check. Z
You can roll
bullshitting.
that if you want, that's fine.
13.
13,
Sure.
Phil, roll deception.
I don't think I'm bullshitting, but I also can't roll lower than a 13 on persuasive or charisma, so I don't
Okay.
need to give you an
All
answer.
right. 5.
He's very elusive, Skull.
I have a plus 13 to persuasion and deception, so
You wily satyr.
you have no idea what I'm dealing
All
with,
right.
and neither do I.
So we found the tuning fork. I suggest we take a short rest and then shall we return to what's the name of our patroness again?
Faywin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lady
Lady
Faywin?
Faywin.
Faywin.
Lady Faywin. When,
get that
Oh
name from
shit,
Winterfall.
guys! I just realized if the tuning fork was hiding it, we probably didn't need to like remove the magic that was hiding it. That might be an issue later down the line.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
okay. That sounds like
maybe
tomorrow's
we should
problem.
keep it in the bag of holding because then it will be in a pocket.
Oh, a
dimension.
good pocket
another
dimension.
plane.
Yeah, I like that idea. I drop it in the fanny pack of holding.
All right, let's take a short rest.
So-
How about it?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. So I can heal.
Okay, you guys take a short rest?
Just a
Yeah.
short rest.
Okay,
Oh
take
yeah,
a
I
short
guess we don't
rest.
heal.
Roll some heal die. Concept roll some heal die 2. I forget
Hey,
how much.
if
He was
I,
at like
am
6-8.
multi-classing,
He
how
was
does that
so
work?
dead.
Do I get
Okay, he's much healthier now.
How does that work if I'm multi-class? Which hit die do I use?
For what class? Multi-class?
If I'm multi-classing.
You have hit dice for
Both,
both
depending on your
classes.
level.
For each class, yeah.
Yeah,
You have how many rogue levels do you have? 4?
Oh, I see. That
So you
just
got
makes
4
sense.
rogue.
Never
You got
mind.
4 rogue die and 5.
I got 5
Six.
rogue die and 6 fighter die.
Yes.
So I'm taking 48 plus 8. $28. Cool. Oh, the perfect amount.
Okay, so I use 4 of those. Where's my D8?
Ooh, I got all my pack spell slots back. Thank you, Satan. Or yes, thank you, Delfinger.
I still need to pull out my session notes.
Ooh. I wish I could share this drink with you. It's coconut rum, pineapple juice, some triple sec, and some strawberry lemonade.
That does sound very good.
That sounds
Emily
fantastic.
made me a cup of Halloween punch.
Ooh.
Halloween
which is-
punch. I
which
make
is
some
Jose Cuervo
mean-
mango
Oh,
margarita mix
There you go.
or
Sounds
more
good.
tequila and then more mango mix.
I just finished a batch of apple pie moonshine last night. It was quite tasty.
Out of curiosity. Even on a nat 1 Mazich, I still beat your insight check.
All right, fine. Well,
Um,
whatever.
I have a question for you guys. Are you guys doing anything else during your long rest? Or are you just recovering?
I might as well ritualistically identify the fork.
Sure. It is a fork of planar tuning. Which,
Do I get a sense of which plane it's attuned to?
for that purpose, I will need you to roll an Arcana check.
Does Delfinger help me with Arcana? No, he helps me with history. Can I get some assistance scored?
Sure. I tap him on the shoulder and I say, well, I don't know much about magic, but look at this part of the fork. Maybe you should pay attention to that and cast guidance.
Oh, how long of a rest is this?
Oh, this is
Is this a new
6.
day?
That was 7. You have to remember,
Yeah.
I have -2 to my intelligence.
I'm gonna say, why are you doing all your Arcana
Yeah,
checks?
I have a higher intelligence than you. What do you?
Fine, you look at it.
Okay, can I try and
Yeah, I will say,
ascertain?
you can make your own separate Arcana check without advantage.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, I will say, so you know that with tuning forks, the material that it's made out of matters. And that with this particular material, let me look at my. Oh my goodness, where did I put it? Is it in my general notes? Probably. Sorry, guys, give me a sec.
No worries.
I don't even. Oh shoot, did I even describe it as the right? I hope so. Jeez,
Planar tuning fork.
I hope I described it as the right metal.
I think you said it was brass
I heard
Coppery
fiery.
brass.
or copper.
Whatever you described it as, my immediate impression was this is a fiery item.
Brass dragons are fire.
I can't find it. I'm gonna say so. Well, what? So you know that tuning forks are made of particular metals. You know that with more of a sort of metallic color like this, it's gonna be probably. So you know that with this particular color, it's probably attuned to one of the elemental planes, but you're not sure which one.
Probably attuned to one of the elemental planes.
Probably
Cool.
right.
All right. While we're resting, should we attune to these shawls?
We have 2, you can do it.
You don't want one?
I mean, I do, but we only have 2.
Well,
Right.
why don't
Well,
you
I
guys
think
do it?
Javier should take one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, don't particularly like swimming, but that's all right.
Phil, do
Water
you want
breathing
one?
is like a 2nd level spell. I'm seeing if I get water breathing.
I think I can prepare it. And if I cast it,
It's like 8 people.
yes. But if I don't have to prepare it, that's nice. I can prepare something else.
It's true.
We still only have 2 scarves though. I mean, I'll take it if you can prepare it.
Let me check. Is it what level spell is water breathing?
I'm pretty sure it's 2nd level.
Is it on my spell list?
Yeah. Oh, Phil, did you cast identify on it
On the tuning fork or the shawl? Both, yes.
on the tuning fork?
Yes.
So I will say, like, so you also know that this can specifically cast plane shift once per day,
Cool.
but
Cool.
it is
I don't know to
attuned-
where.
it is attuned to a location. In the plane that it leads to. So it leads to a specific location in the other plane. And this one, oh, and sorry guys, this more has like a mossy granite color.
Mossy granite. Okay.
Mossy
Oh.
granite color. And actually, Hannah, with your identify spell, I will tell you that it is made out of zinc.
Interesting.
Should we just say fuck it and go there?
I think
You can certainly attune to the fork if you'd like to.
I know I'm not hiding in the fanny pack of holding.
I
Okay.
could cast sending and inform our patron of what we've accomplished and see if she has further guidance for us.
That might be beneficial.
Okay. Do I have the spell slots for that? Let me see. And
We could
also,
take
do
a
I have
long
that spell
rest, too.
prepared?
How about this? Let's go. If we're done here, let's go back to what's left of this poor bugbear's village. Take a long rest.
That's a good
The
idea.
storm should be a lot better. Yeah.
By the way,
Alright.
guys, I don't have my session one notes in front of me. Does anyone remember how much pay what Baywin was offering you for your services?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
500 each.
Oh yeah, we have payment.
Yeah, I think it was 500 each. Or maybe 1,000.
I didn't write it
500
down.
now, 500
Nope,
later.
didn't write it down either.
I think it was 1K, half now, half later.
Yeah. Okay.
We could head back to her with the tuning fork. What is the water?
we
Does the
should
rose still
probably
point to
do
this fork?
Oh yeah. Like if you check do any of you check the rose?
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
put the rose next to the tuning fork and see what happens.
If you like wiggle it, yeah, there's like a glowing flower petal that like constantly points to it.
Very fun. Let's keep these separate though. I'll hand skull the rose and I'll hide the fork in my bag, my fanny.
You do
Okay.
see, I will mention by the way, you do see that when the planing tuning fork is in the bag of holding, you do see the rose petal go dim.
Perfect.
Right.
Hopefully that means nobody else can find it.
I am going to cast sending, and I'm going to reach out to Lady Faywin, and I will
Okay.
say, we have obtained the tuning fork after defeating a coven of hags. Please advise on next moves.
Okay, Faywin replies. She says, "Well done. Return to the material plane and make your way to the Tower of Mafar.
Ooh,
There I will
Bar- Mock bar.
I
Do
will
we know where
send
that is? Oh.
Hmm?
Continue.
It's right. Hang on.
I will send
Right behind
someone to
Maz's
meet you
head.
halfway in the Mornstar port town."
Cool.
Awesome.
Port
I will
Town?
relay that
Okay.
to my friends. What was the port town?
Mornstar.
Porn
Which if
star?
you look
I heard
on your
porn star.
background is
Right next to
just
Maz's right ear.
east of Draconia.
I like next to Maz's
Draconia.
ear better as a way of indicating direction.
I asked Bugbear, do you know where this place is? Do you know the fastest way to get there? Like, is there a shortcut?
Well, I don't know of this tower that you speak of.
I'm more so asking about the town, the general region. I'm not asking you to be a tour guide of the town yet.
Well, I don't know of a town of Mornstar either. I've been living up in these mountains for quite some time.
Yeah, it's probably best that you go down and meet the other bugbears. I don't see you living too long by yourself up here in the middle of nowhere.
I will say, Phil, that you do recall Skull relaying to you that you're supposed to return to the material plane.
Oh, it's not even in this plane. Never mind.
I know you
All
have
right.
no intelligence, but
All right, let me see if I actually picked up on that. No, with a 2, I did not pick up on that.
I say we ought to make our way back to the Bugbear Village and rest there for the night.
So we're in the Favor Elm right now. So do we need to go back to the gate we came from and then go all the way
Phil,
over?
we need to go back to, what was the city?
the crossover city.
Were we-
Cerulean.
Oh, Cerulean?
Yeah, we need to go back to Silean.
No, yeah, Cerulean. To the Pokemon gym.
We'll go to Cerulean and then we'll make our way to Pornstar Mort Town.
Yes, that's what I heard too.
You got.
The
Yes.
Tower of the Eye
I
of
spent so
Sauron.
much.
I have
Well,
no
that-
ability. I
yeah,
can't
it's
take us
normal.
through any planes. That's not true. I guess I could take us to wherever this fort takes us. I don't know if that's useful yet or not.
I think we're, Phil, we have money waiting for us.
Are we taking the
Let's go.
Disney card?
Okay, fine.
I start leaving.
Do I get the
Okay.
sense that the tuning fork will take us to the material plane?
No,
No,
we got the
but,
exact
well,
opposite of
Skull,
that.
did you relay this to the group?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so yeah, so Skull gets the sense that it would take you to an elemental plane.
Okay. I'm still gonna attune on our next long rest. I'm still gonna attune to the fork.
How many attunements do you have so far, including Delfinger?
2.
I'll say on the next long rest, if you, will you remind me?
Yep.
So you're not attuning to the shawl?
No, I haven't attuned to the shawl yet.
Oh, but you will?
Well, the water breathing counts for 8 other creatures, right?
It turns out water breathing is not on the cleric spell list. We do not have access to it.
Okay, so we
Wow.
can't breathe underwater. All 3 of us cannot yet breathe underwater.
Well, regardless, one of us should attune to it. Want to flip a coin?
It's all yours. I'm gonna attune to the tuning fork.
All right, works for me.
I'll attune to the napkin of breathing hydro.
I wish I could send this to another character in the campaign. That would be a nice feature.
So we make our way back to the Bugbear Village.
Okay. I'll say that you guys exit the coven and walk out and into a sun straight up in the middle of the sky. Because you guys got here, well, no, you guys got here around noon, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so okay, so the sun is setting a little bit, but for the most part, the skies have actually cleared up. There's still a few large clouds like in the sky, but there's no longer this whipping wind. There is honestly what seems like a very straightforward path ahead of you. For the sake of this journey, though, because it is still icy and fairly treacherous in the mountains, I would like everyone just to make a quick dexterity check to see if anything befalls you, including the lake of ice.
Is it a saving throw or a check?
Let's call it a saving throw.
It's the same for me. 16.
16 succeeds,
4.
4 fails. And so here, Skull, for the sake of flavor, since you've traveled this path before, what tragedy befalls you? Make my job easier.
Well, I think just ice gets stuck on my hair and it freezes and it's really uncomfortable.
I will say you take
It's a whole bunch of snow in his boots.
And you look like
Snow on my boot.
the shining.
snow in
Really?
your boots.
His socks
Really
are
So
really
in
wet.
general, I'm just gonna say that you take 3 points of cold damage.
Brr.
This is so uncomfortable.
Mm,
Chrissy, did you save yours?
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Oh yeah, you're fine. All right, you guys make it down to the Bugbear Village and you take a long rest. Which,
Oh,
by the way, guys, I forget, what did you do with your horses?
Did we leave?
Oh,
they were
yeah.
tied
I
up
think we left them.
on the
I
edge
think we
of
left
the.
them here at this village.
Yeah, I think that's what I forgot about those guys.
I think
my
we
donkey
tied them
went,
up on the edge of the lake.
At the edge of the lake?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you didn't take them up to the lake, did they? It was too treacherous for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We left them with the village.
So I would have left them in the impromptu barn that was the little teepee that I did plant growth over.
Oh no, you did plant growth over your barn. But so
Mhm.
did you like put them inside of a hut?
I would have left them in that hut.
Okay. One of the horses died.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
One of the horses died from the cold.
what
Last
did I
night.
name my horse?
Well, this is tragic.
Mm.
I'm gonna say it was a 1 and 2. It's Phil's horse. A 3 and 4. It's Javier's horse, and at 5 and 6, it's Skulls. In my D6s, baby. Gonna fucking kill a horse. It's a 1. Phil, your horse died.
Well,
So you will not be getting back the deposit on the horse.
how dead is this horse? Like, could we
Uh,
revive it?
It's been dead. So since you guys probably left it overnight, it's
Yes.
probably been dead for close to 24 hours now.
Mm.
Since you guys didn't check on them in the morning.
That
Sorry,
makes
Phil.
sense.
I can only revive something if it's died in the last minute. But
Mm.
don't tell the bugbear that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, did you guys do it right for his guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I will like, if we have a little funeral ceremony, I'll just like offer up a prayer to the Queen of the Moon. I'll say, may your light guide this soul to its proper destination.
I'll just take my hat off and look really somber.
Okay. Okay, so you guys make it back to the Bugbear Village. I'll say that you guys do a long rest, no problems, because it is
Nice.
much warmer now. You guys wake up in the morning.
Feeling like P. Diddy?
Your other horses are fine. And Consif is out at the center of the village starting a quick fire, and he has a pot on, and he's brewing, it seems, some sort of like it's brown in color, but it's not like as dark as coffee. It's more opaque than that.
Mm.
It sort of seems like there's some combination of like leaves, branch, and berry inside of it. He takes a
I'll
cup
smell it.
and he pours. What? Okay. So he takes a cup and pours some. And then do you smell it?
Yeah.
How do you spill it?
How do I smell it?
Yeah. Do you go up there and are you being a dick?
Oh,
He
he
said
meant
smell,
smell, not
Not
spill.
spill.
Oh, smell
No.
it. Smell it.
Bill just wants to smell everything.
It
I wanted to spill it.
it perks your nostrils. It's got an earthy taste to it. But then like as you sniff it, like it starts off with this very earthy taste and then it sort of zings your nose.
I
That'll
say,
wake you up
my-
any day of the week.
My friend Concept, what is this wonderful brew you've made?
Oh, it's yeah, I have another cup here. Try some. If you'd like.
Sure. I take some.
It's bitter. And all of a sudden you start to sort of feel your gums tingle.
Wow.
I'll drink some.
It doesn't have any sort of magical effect. He turns to you and says, we brew this we dry and brew this. It's a local remedy. We call it a, I wrote this down. I need better notes.
I used to always print out my notes so I could have multiple things in front of me at
I need a
once.
printer.
Hey, Moose,
There it is. We call it cup lip tea.
Useful. Can I read your future?
Sure. I
I pull out-
suppose.
Pull out my
hands
deck
to
of
the
tarot
spot.
cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
with your new tarot cards.
What?
The first card
No, they're not so new.
is what you are. And I'll do it upside down for the camera.
Thanks, dude.
This is the three of stars. It means that you were a leader, but have since lost your position of notoriety. This is
Checks
what
out.
you come from. This Knight of Swords. This means that you were valiant in battle. And this is where you're going. The Two of Clubs. It represents a hermit and hermitude's life.
Wow. Instant backstory right there. It's amazing.
Huh.
We'll have fun with that.
He
I
sips
think
his
the time's
tea
up.
in deep thought and says, interesting. Do your predictions often come true?
They've never not come true unless that person's died, but sometimes I've also predicted their death, so maybe.
I see. I'll have to keep this in mind then.
I will say,
That was fun.
I could try to change your future in exchange for that amulet you have.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want to play with the fates, now would we?
Oh, don't tempt a fae in the fates. We get along like cream and lip branch tea.
No, but whatever the fates might have in store for us, I think we grow to live by it.
Okay.
Okay, anything
Well-
else you guys want to do before you break camp?
Worked out really well.
Consif,
Mm.
thank you for helping us. We wish you all the best.
You're very well. Well, thank you. By the way, I can't give you this. As you mentioned, it is time for me to relinquish leadership. The next leader of our clan will need this. But I can provide you something. Give me moments. And he rushes into his hut. And he pulls back out. And he has a small bead in his hands. And he places it and he holds it up. Says, I offer you this and wish you safe travels.
I look at it. Do I recognize the small bead?
You do not.
Can I tell if there's anything magical with it?
Make an Arcana check.
I'll help him.
At advantage.
18.
18. You can tell that it is a small bead of animal friendship.
Ooh.
If you feed
Cool.
an animal this pellet, it'll cast animal friendship on the spell, and it lets you convince the beast that you mean it no harm. You can
What's considered a beast?
It's a type.
animals,
Okay.
insane creatures.
Everything from the cat to the T-Rex.
It does say, so in a general spell context, it does say that if the beast's intelligence is a 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Yep.
But I will say, no, that's too much. We'll just say that holds.
Okay.
Thank you, Consif, for this great gift. Perhaps one day we will make use of it.
Well,
I do
how are we
hope
gonna
so.
sort out travel if we're down?
And he does show you actually. I will say so. It's not that you got to feed it to the animal. It's as if you crush it, the spell activates on whichever animal you target.
Okay.
It kind of looks like a much smaller, greener goodberry.
Mm.
Almost like a goodberry was just like plucked too early from a druid or something like that.
An unripe good berry. I love it.
Should we
Okay,
keep
Barry.
this in the bag of holding them?
I will place it in the bag.
Okay.
All right.
I will have also attuned to the tuning fork while we slept.
Okay.
Well, let's make our way back to Silian then.
Yeah, how do we do that when we're down?
I would
Down,
like
down a horse.
Phil. I would like you. Okay, well, so first of all, you guys, talk to me. You're down a horse.
Yes.
Right.
What's going on? Phil,
So-
your horse died.
Oh,
think we
could I
rotate.
tie a sled behind one of the horses, or preferably both the horses, and just ride the sled down?
I will say you can ask Consif.
Concept, you have no need for this sled, right? The body sled.
I mean, once our tribe is established back on our homeland, we may need it for the hunts. Make a
I'll give you
persuasion check.
5 copper. Oh, is it? Oh, persuasion.
Make a
yeah, I'll-
persuasion check with advantage if you'd like to offer the copper.
I will offer him 5 copper. First roll was a 27. The second roll was a 31.
Jesus.
It says five copper will suffice.
I don't even
Sure.
know how to find copper.
All
Oh
right.
my god, I have to convert my coins over from
Hannah,
silver.
you wanna
Jesus
just-
H. Christ.
You want to just call it a silver? For
Yeah,
your
I'll
own
just give him a
sake?
silver so for less clicks.
My goodness, your generosity shows no bounds.
God, why can't it just do the math? Oh, that's annoying. Okay.
By the way, Hannah, list that item as a P of animal. What did I say? What spell?
Animal
Animal
friendship.
I said it was a bead, but I'll change it to a P. Pay of animal friendship. I also now have a sled. Sled toboggan. Oh, it's an item.
least-
It's actually, it's a straight up item. I already can. It's a real thing. Cool.
P of animal friendship.
No, the sled.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you ride along the sled. I'm gonna say that, so you guys make it down the mountain, then no problem. And in fact, you make decent time. Here's what I'm gonna say. I would like one of you to roll a d4.
Who's feeling lucky?
I nominate
I am.
Javier.
I rolled 3.
Okay, we'll just do one encounter then. Could I have somebody roll a d20?
Oh boy.
One possibility for encounter. Because you guys have traveled this road before, you're more familiar with it. You know sort of what things to avoid and what doesn't need to be traveled. And I will say it'll still take you the full 4 days of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, you rolled a 7
7.
on a 7. It seems that your journey goes well. Actually, hang on. No, there is an option. Okay, I do need. So how about this, Mazic? Since you're the last person to not roll, will you roll me one more d4, please?
Okay. That's a 1.
Okay. The journey is uneventful, and you make it back to Silian without fuss.
Okay,
Excellent.
good stuff.
Okay.
We like that.
As you arrive, so as you journey back through, you leave the mountains behind you and you re-enter sort of that foliage, that woodland that you pass through. And as you sort of weave in and out of the more spruce-like, birch-like trees, and continue your journey forth, around the 3rd day or so, you sort of begin to re-enter those familiar pines that silently encloses itself in. And you push through, you see the city. I will say that you will arrive sort of high noon, and you make it sort of. It took you a little bit of time to get to the city, so you actually arrive on your 5th day of travel. But you arrive to the city, and you see the horse stables in front of you.
Well,
And that gate that you left with the guards up top.
Well, this is awkward.
so we have an additional journey. We need to go all the way to Pornstar.
We'll probably need more horses. I'll talk with the guy here. I'll sort him out. I'll let him know that clearly his horse was defective.
I wonder what the best route to get to Mornstar is. I imagine by horse will probably be good. Or we could take a boat.
Well, I also do. There's another thing I want to do in Silene before I leave, but I'll go up to the horsery, and I'll explain to him. And look, guy, you fucked me. You promised me a horse, and little did I know that horse just up and died within a week of purely natural causes.
This old man is sort of sitting in a rocking chair. He looks at you,
I almost died.
and his eyes narrow. And I want you to roll a deception check.
Have
17.
contract on implied or express warranties?
He stands up. He's much shorter in stature to you, and he spits a little bit too close to your feet.
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "There's nothing wrong with the horse, big fella."
Well, go tell that to its frozen carcass up in the mountains. Now, I have an opportunity
You
for you to
ain't-
correct this error.
He says, "Are we about to have a problem?"
No, because you're going to fix this problem and make yourself a great customer. How about the replacement horse for 50 gold? And I'll tell everybody I know in town that you're the guy to get horses from. And
Yeah,
they're
why
not
don't we say
defective.
A 2
If
for
there
one
was another
return
stable in
policy
town,
here.
that would be a mighty fine offer. But seeing as how I have your gold and you didn't bring the horse back, I think I'll keep it.
I would like to try to persuade him of my deal.
Out.
I'll look at him and do I have any charming spells? No, they're all combat.
I will I'm gonna sidle up to this guy and I will cast Charm Person on him as I wait, let me read. How does Charm Person work?
I'm interested into how Charm Person works too.
Is it the
So he
first
has to
level
make-
spell or is it the cantrip?
I think it's an
First level
hour,
spell.
Yeah.
and they just like you a lot.
I'm gonna make a quick DM decision here.
He's supposed to make a wisdom saving
Yep,
throw,
okay.
spell save DC 17. As I say, look, friend, surely we can come to an amicable agreement about this.
Okay. I'm gonna say he's got to make a wisdom save.
DC 17 wisdom save.
Okay, he fails that. So all
So
of a
he
sudden,
is considered charmed by me.
and what exactly did you say to him?
Surely we can come to an amicable agreement about this.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Hello.
yes, you see, the horse that you kindly allowed my friend Phil here to use, it was not quite good enough. It didn't survive, whereas these other two horses, they did. they did well in the wilderness and in these harsh conditions. But this horse sadly
Had a bad heart.
couldn't. Yeah,
Well,
must have,
I-
perhaps it had a weak constitution, or it was improperly taken care of in the past. I don't want to, imply that you're a bad master of horses or anything like that. But I think
Well-
if you could perhaps give us some form of recompense for our loss, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
So if he's charmed by me, that means I think I make persuasion checks with advantage, and he
Please.
regards me as a friend.
Both.
Depending on how he was viewing you before, he's gonna sort of turn towards you and say, "Well, my horses are just fine. I'm glad that that they work for you, and I appreciate your words. I'm breeding horses for quite some time, you see, and well,
I can see that.
they're not supposed to go up into the cold though. Horses by tradition do not do that.
Well,
Make-
it would have been
make-
really
make-
helpful to have known that before
make-
you gave us the horses.
make a persuasion check, and I will
Okay.
say that this is with advantage.
All right. Let's see. It's not my best skill. Nope. 8.
He's gonna say, well, when all's said and done, though, we have, oh God, what do we call it? What do you call it when you put money down for something and then you're supposed to
Deposit.
bring it back? We have deposits for a reason. But if you would like to rent another horse, and if you're going back into the mountains, I can provide blankets, and he rushes into his house. And he actually pulls out, it looks like the comforter probably from his bed.
Oh boy.
He says, but you could take this next time.
Yes, we will take the comforter. Thank you very much.
That's fine. And I will rent another horse. You already have the deposit.
Okay. So you guys are renting another horse from this stable. I will say there's also a stable conjoined with this one. Well, okay, no, yeah. I will
Is
say
there a
that this-
stable on the Fey side?
There's this is the stable on the face.
We are in the face side.
And there is, you would know this, having been from the city before, Phil. You can also return to the same horses to the stable in the material world. It's run by the same people.
I was just hoping there'd be Fey horses.
No, horses.
So
are-
are we holding on to our horses? I assume we're going to hold on to these horses for our next journey.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Unless, wait, we're
Stable
going
Master.
to Porn Star? So
Yeah,
where
we're going
is
to-
the Tower of Porn Star?
It's to the southeast.
Is it the port
Yeah,
town?
Maz moves his head. Yeah, there's the port town we're going to.
Would I know if it's faster to charter a ferry or take take horses?
It can depend. The travel can be faster by sea. The winds are good.
Let's go by ocean.
Through the throat?
But
through
it
the
might be more
throat.
expensive.
I'm also sending. That's fine.
Let's go to the port. Okay, before we start buying more horses, let's go to the port and see what it would
Okay.
cost a ferry.
Sounds good to me. We do that. So are we to assume that Lady Faywin is no longer here?
I think so. I'll cast
All right.
message. Lady Faywin, are you here?
Message?
Yes.
Yeah, no response.
She's not within
What's the range on message?
120 feet. So
Oh.
she's not here right now in the most literal sense of that question.
I could cast sending again.
You could. You cast?
No. I think she's in Morningstar. Morningstar.
She did say
So
she did say in her message she'd meet you at the tower, and that she's going to send an agent from Morningstar to meet you.
Oh. Well, we should probably check in at Lady Faywin's manor.
Yeah, and I will say this,
see
guys,
what's
like
going on there.
you don't have to meet with Phelan's agent.
Well, we're owed money.
Yeah, I think we should. Okay, down the port. Oh, question. At the
Hey,
magic shop. Yeah, Chrisley.
I was just gonna say, Javier is pretty well traveled in this part of the world, and he would know that travel through the throat would be risky at best.
Sounds fun.
As
Wow.
it's well traveled by pirates and vagabonds, and not to
We
mention
love pirates.
treacherous.
Some of my closest friends are pirate. What do you have bad against to say about pirates?
I'm may have been a pirate in my past myself.
They're
Just saying.
wonderful. They're a
Not
wonderful crew.
everybody, you know, follows the rules of piracy as strictly as people do.
Do you have
Yeah,
any
sure.
pirate friends out there?
It's possible. I don't know. We might run into some probably closer to the port town, but
Okay. Well, let's find out how much it costs. So we
Okay.
make our way to like the docks, and we're trying to find out how much it would cost to hire a boat to take us to Morningstar.
Okay. And you guys are keeping the horses, so you're not paying up on the. Oh, so I will say you guys paid ahead of time for the travel, correct?
I wrote down that I paid 25 gold for my horse Ludwig.
So I will say, so it'll probably take. So I forget the rate. Dang it, I need to find my session one. I did write all this down.
Was it? I
Um,
thought it was 50 gold for horses, and if you paid the deposit, you might get them back if you returned it.
There was a deposit for each horse and a daily rate.
Oh, it was a rental. I thought it was a.
Unless you guys bought them. Did you buy them?
We
I
didn't
thought you
buy
did.
them.
You guys could buy horses if you'd like.
How much would it be to buy the horse?
That'd be about 100 gold.
Would I be able to buy any other mounts? Like, are there camels or elephants in this town?
Just horses. Just at this stable. You could always go through
think I
town and
have-
see if somebody has a
I got a
shady
couple.
deal for an elephant.
Does anybody have an acolyte, abominable yeti? Jesus, they have so many mounts in this. And
Probably no Yetis, dude.
you can mount anything. Oh my god. Ancient dragon turtles,
Especially if you're a bard.
animated arbor. That's a mountain too. Jesus Christ. Animated tree. This is fun. Okay. I'm getting off task really easily. You can mount a
So-
bat technically.
I want to go to the docks, and I'm asking around to find out how much it would cost to hire a boat to take us to Morningstar.
Okay, well, so first of all, before you guys leave this side, because if you're not buying new horses, you got to rent them for longer. And I will say Morningstar is probably Draconia is like a 4-day travel, so Morningstar is probably like a week.
By
Travel.
horse?
By horse. What about by?
horse.
Well, yeah. How? Given my knowledge of the area, how long would it take to go by sea?
Probably 5 to I'm gonna say 5 to 7 days.
Yeah,
Depending on the
guys, I'm
wind.
just saying. I know that there's a lot of I have some friends in the area, but not so many that there aren't also enemies. Just saying. It's
Well.
a treacherous part of the world.
I feel like maybe we should just stick with the overland route.
Okay.
All right. Should we buy these horses? I feel like we might as well buy the horses.
I'm gonna go up to the
Sure.
guy.
You do still have charm person on him.
Right.
How about this? We'll buy the rest of these 2 horses for,
Also, for the record, I think mine was a donkey, so.
That is true. It was a
That
donkey.
is true.
And I will say, if you want to buy the
probably,
donkey, if you want to buy the donkey, that is cheaper. The mule.
Yeah, that's exactly
I'll
what I was thinking.
go up to the stable master and I'll say, listen, friend, we took such good care of these horses. I mean, this horse, Ludwig, is fantastic. And my friend Javier loves his donkey. We were hoping we could get some kind of discount to purchase these fine steeds outright, because you are such an outstanding gentleman.
also, I'll
And,
buy a new horse from you too.
And we'll also acquire a new horse from you to sweeten your coffers.
Look, it's in your best interest. These are just eating up your money every day. I'll come in. Don't worry about it. Let's say 100 gold for the new horse, the mule, and the old horse
100 gold for all 3.
for all 3.
And you're saying this?
I'm saying this.
He looks at you and you see his eyes like squint. He looks more normal. He says, he spits again. 100 gold? I do. Well, 280 was what I was thinking.
Hmm.
For all for 2 horses and a mule?
150. And
But-
you won't regret it.
I step in front of Phil. Please just ignore my friend here. He can get rather pushy sometimes in matters of coin. I was thinking of the number 150. How does that sound to you?
You say 150, and it's almost like Phil never said 150. So 150, I need you to make a persuasion check, but Phil, because you were trying to help and he fucking hates your guts, just make it a straight roll.
Oh shit, that's bad.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to roll because I have a plus
Okay.
13. I can't get lower than a 14.
Well, he hates you, so I don't know.
Yeah.
18.
18 succeeds. 150 gold sounds lovely. Thank you for your generosity. Let me fetch you my finest steed. And he comes back with a jet black horse.
Ooh.
I'll name him Ludwig II.
Wait, you already had a horse. Okay.
we
I'm
have
renaming
Oh, wait,
him later.
it's for Phil. Never mind, Phil. This is your horse. I already have my first.
I'll
Ludwig.
pay 100 of
Your
that.
hands?
Oh,
Ah!
No. The horse. Don't worry about him. Phil, go somewhere else.
I'm gone. I
Get
jump
away.
on the horse and we ride into the sunset.
Jeez, man, you really got under his skin.
So I assume we split that 3 ways, right?
Mark 50 gold off each of your sheets.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Not so bad.
Okay.
We didn't get any actual like coin though from the hags, right? It was just
Okay.
items
So-
that were worth money.
So that's, I want to go to the next stop. Can I go to that magic shop, the trinket one? Because I want to off that ring and then I want to buy see if they have any water breathing items.
Yes. What was the name of that? That was in the ponies or the oh my god. Hold this down. I need to find my notes.
Matt, these are riding horses, right?
Yes, they are riding horses.
Okay.
Wait. Does Lady Faywin have our money at her manor? Maybe we should get our reward before we do shopping.
I believe Faywin told you that she would pay you upon return of the tuning fork to the tower.
Okay, at the tower. Never mind.
I'll go into the magic shop. I will, go up to this old lady who I've seen plenty of times before, even though I forget her name right now.
Yeah, I forget her voice.
And I'll kiss her on the cheek and I'll be like, so we're looking to be able to breathe underwater. We already have 2 of these shawls and I'm looking for a third to round out the set. You know how it is. You know how it is.
Interesting.
What can you do for me?
Well, for breathing underwater. Don't think I have anything at the moment, but I can check the back. Give me just a moment. She walks into the back. She's gonna pull out. Oh my goodness. When. Oh, by the way, guys, a nereid shawl is specifically a water nymph is a nereid. Maybe an
Naiad.
item yeah, Naiad. It might be an actual item in D&D Beyond, so I don't know if you want to just plug that in and see if
I
something.
made a custom item, but I will SHAW. Nope, there's a Sham.
There is a. She still has her risky dice.
Mhm.
And she does have. Should I say a flute of dancing?
No water breathing though.
Loot of dancing.
Yeah, she does have a flute of dancing. A creature that hears the magical music of this flute must make a wisdom saving throw or must dance for the next 1 minute.
So does it cost Otto's irresistible dance?
Essentially, yeah. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let me actually look up Otto's irresistible dance.
Or is it Tasha's irresistible dance? Who's the dancer?
The laughter.
It is Otto's. The target begins a comic dance, shuffling, tapping its feet, and capering it for the duration. Creatures that can't be charmed or immune to the spell. A dancing creature must use all of its movement to dance without leaving its space, and has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls while the target is affected by the spell. Other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against it. As an action, a dancing creature must make a wisdom saving throw to gain control of itself. A successful save.
Does it require smelling it? Do I think it requires someone to concentrate on the item while they use it?
It is a. Also,
Like,
do
I
they
think-
need to make a save?
I
For
think
this?
it is. It's a wisdom
It's a
save.
wisdom save.
I know the spell requires concentration. My question is, if I use the item, does that still require concentration?
No, it's a 1 charge per day thing, and the DC is fixed. It's fixed at 15.
I smell the loot. I go up to it and I'm say, this old dusty thing, it's just cluttering up the back of your shop. I'll take it off your hands for a fair price. What are you thinking?
Well, it's quite powerful when you think about it. It was going to be closer to 1,000 gold.
I look at my humble bag. Best I can do is 300 gold. And this
She puts your fingers on her lip on your lips and says,
I turn to the group. How do we feel about that 400 gold ring? Is it sacred?
Might as well use it.
700 gold in total. 300 plus. I cast prestidigitation on the ring, so when I pull it out, it's like gleaming and sparkling and looks great. This ring worth exactly 400 gold pieces.
he snatches it from your hand and looks at it.
It's prime hag jewelry. We
It's
killed
just, well, sweetie,
most beautiful hag for it.
you know
It
I'm a
looked ugly
magic
on her.
shop.
Yeah, it
I
would
have
look
to sell
so
this
much
to
better.
somebody else, and they'll
Oh,
gouge
but
me
I
for
know
it.
you would be able to turn this into anything you wanted. It smells abjuration, doesn't it?
Bill, sweetie, I love you, but the best I can
mm.
do for the ring is 200. You're at 500.
500 for the loot.
No, sweetie.
Can I make a persuasion check?
Yeah, if you want to make a persuasion check now, I'm going to say the DC is pretty high.
That's it. It's the last thing I have, so 26.
Look,
For 700 gold worth of
Rose?
things.
throw in the ring. Give me 300, and if one of your friends can cough up another 300, I'll give you it.
So that's the
You're
exact
paying
price.
full price next time, sweetie.
I turned Huddle Whisper. It's only a 200 gold discount. I don't know if it's worth it.
Also, Phil, do you remember this person's name? I forget it.
I didn't write that down though. I have a 6 intelligence. I kind of use that as a. I don't need to be smart in this campaign.
War Master
I feel like it
Shield.
was Priscilla or something, but I'll look it up later.
Priscilla.
Yeah.
Phil,
I have
don't
Vendralia
think
is
it's
the
worth it.
baddie.
Yeah.
All I have written down.
Um,
I
I don't think it's supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen today. I'm so sorry, man. And I grab the ring back, ta-ta, and I walk
Ask-
out the door backwards.
Come
I
again.
think we ought to just. I think we ought to just pawn the ring off and split the money.
Sounds like a plan.
before we leave though, I'm gonna ask if she has any kind of climbing implements.
Climbing. Let me check. There should be something
I'm
around here.
feeling like I want to get vertical.
Oh, let's see here. I do have. Oh. No, shoot. I did have some slippers of spider climbing, but
Yes, the spider slippers.
must have been just sold.
Bad. All right, well, let's cruise then.
Let's bounce.
Okay. You
Also, I went to the
guys-
grocery store today, and bags of Reese's are $2 each. So about 5 of them, because that's what real adults do on Halloween.
It's not like demand goes down that much for candy, right?
They were
People
bats.
still eat candy.
They were bat flavored shaped. Flavored.
Fat flavored.
Okay, you guys are on your way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
On our way to what?
the port. No, we're taking the horses, right?
I think
Yes,
we're going
'cause we
overland.
just purchased.
Right. So
I
guys,
would
we're gonna
like-
break this down. We're gonna do it's 7 days of travel. I want somebody to roll a D8.
Go,
Okay.
Javier.
Oh,
3.
Okay. We're gonna do 2 rounds of encounters. So the first day of travel, you get through the forest of Cyolian easily enough. You begin entering sort of the hill lands that leads into it. So for the hills, I would like Phil, you could roll a d20. Let me know what you get.
Flat 10.
Okay. With a flat 10. So the traveling is occurring. And as you are wilting down the road, you do reach the fork. And actually, well, no, we're not there yet. Where are we? Okay. So as you're walking down the road, you guys see a wagon off in the distance, heading the same direction you are. You're catching up with it.
Check that out, guys.
Fascinating.
I think that's a wagon ahead of us.
To identify a rider on it, like, or any colorations, assuming like, hey, this is what this allegiance, or these people belong to this group.
Yeah,
It's-
I also want to use my perception to see if I can notice
Sure,
anything
roll a
about it.
perception check.
Nice. I got a 27.
Nice. I'm gonna say with that roll, you see a few figures moving around in the back, but it is just a white covered wagon. As it sort of bends around a curve, you do catch. So there's 2 oxen pulling the cart, and there is a man, humanoid figure in a straw hat, sort of running it. But the cart itself has no sort of distinguishing features.
Are they heading towards us?
No, they're heading along the same road as you.
Okay. Are we gonna like overtake them?
You're catching up. They're a
Alright.
big heavy wagon, and you guys are on 3. Well, you're 2 horses and a mule. You're catching up.
All right.
Does he see us? like, are we in, how long have we been in eyesight of them?
Yeah, well, so I'd say he doesn't notice you as soon as you guys do, but it takes a few minutes to catch up, and and within that time, he does see you. Yeah. All right. At the
I'll
very least,
say-
he notices you. He peeks his head around. He hears the clopping, and then he turns his head back around and continues forward.
And we spotted people in the back of the cart, right?
I'll just
As we pull-
say out to him, "Hail, traveler, well met."
And you good, sir. And as you look, it's a normal human. He's sort of sitting there. He's got a straw hat. He's wearing a white threaded shirt and some overalls.
Ooh, this is complex.
What brings you to the road today?
Oh, traveling. You see, we're heading to Howning for the market. My family and I, we've been spending all winter making brooms. We plan to sell them off.
Ooh. I pipe up. Brews, you say, are they magical or regular brews? Because
Oh, just regular. You see, during the winters, we lock ourselves in and we just whittle away.
Can I just roll a quick insight check?
yeah, I
just
would like to
make sure
also
this
make
is
an
all-
insight check. Something isn't
Normal.
adding up.
Insight check.
Nothing.
I got a
It adds
12.
up to me.
12?
12, yeah.
He seems honest. Although
Yeah.
from the weight of the cart, I'll say with your perception, Skull, you do
Yeah.
sort of get the feeling that it's probably more than just a few brooms inside the cart. They're
Brooms.
moving a lot slower than you. You've had to like slow down quite a bit to like keep pace with them.
I thought you
It
said
must be-
brews.
There must be some really heavy brooms. I can tell that your cart is very laden and you're slow moving.
Oh, indeed. My son came with me today. Both of them actually. Filian. Thanks, Tolkien. And two humans sort of pop their heads out of the back and say, "Wow!" And they look at you, Chrisley. Dad, he's a fuzzy one. And the other one, a slightly younger son, pops his head out too and says, "Hi, kitty."
I will message the youngest kid. What are you guys carrying? I would like to buy some.
Oh, so I forget, is message like in their head or is it like
It's
they
in their
hear it?
head. It's in their
Okay.
head.
So he goes, and Skull, you see him like run, like you see, like, so he was peeking his head out the back. And you see him run up to his father and go. He says, "Oh, well, sir," and he looks to you and he's trying to sort of catch a glimpse of you, Phil, and he says, "We do have brooms for sale. But I guess you could see what else we have on hand if you'd like."
Sure, I'll entertain him and I'll stand on my horse. And I'll jump over to their cart.
Okay. Oh, so we're not stopping. You're just
We don't
you just
need to
move
stop.
over.
We're going slow.
He goes, "Whoa," and the oxen sort of,
Oh, he stops it. Okay, well,
yeah, because he's gonna get up. He drops.
I was
the
trying to
reins.
make this convenient for him. I guess he's never heard of a drive-through.
He drops the reins. Roll a perception check for me as you enter the wagon.
7.
Okay, I'm gonna say you see a wagon. Nothing. No, just kidding. You see a bundle of 20 brooms, sort of like packed away on one side.
Yep.
You see a small cooking stove that has been lifted. It kind of looks like sort of some sort of camping material.
Mhm.
A few bedrolls. But upon first glance, nothing of real major interest.
Does anything stand out?
With the 7, it's kind of, I'll say, because it's covered wagon, like it's the dim lighting that's killing you. It's just like, it's like, even though you can see in dim lighting, fine. It like jumping out from the bright sun of the day and jumping into the wagon, your eyes are kind of having to adjust.
I'll snap my fingers, pull up a pair of they look like just ghostly glasses and I'll cast detect magic and look around. Do I see anything?
You do. Up on the top, you see a small emblem. Top of the wagon, there's sort of like this wooden arch.
Mhm.
Kind of like it's kind of looks like if you can imagine, like, you know how some people in their door frame they'll put like something in the center that's sort of like decorative.
That's a keystone.
There is like a small sort of circular emblem hanging from there.
Is it on the wagon or is it part of the wagon? Is it like
It
hanging
is-
from the wagon?
It is on the wagon. It's like nailed. So like there's like a wooden arch that the covered wagon is made out of, and nailed to that wood is like a nail, and then hanging from that, it's like on a string is like this small circular emblem.
I'll pop up to it. Can I buy this emblem? What is it?
Well, so as you walk up to it, you see it's a small circle,
Mhm.
and it has the image of a man. Sort of, he's like, it's sort of the profile of him, and he's got like, I don't know how to say this. He's got his knees sort of like bent up, and his head is sort of in between his knees, and there's like bandages on his feet.
Do I recognize it?
Make a religion
Is
check.
it- I was gonna say, it sounds like a religious figure.
Yeah.
Two.
A 2. Yeah, you don't know who that guy is.
Nope. Okay, this all adds up to me, honestly. I think it's just heavyweight. I don't think Phil's smart enough to press on further. So I'm gonna jump back to my horse and say, thank you. Come again.
Well, thank you. Are you sure you don't want the broom?
Do they fly?
Well, I suppose if you enchant it, could. But no, these are just regular. They're only 2 silver.
Yeah, I caused enough trouble. I'll give him 2 silver and take a broom.
Thank you, sir. You see that, Tilly? That's how business is done. Your old man still got it. Well, safe travels.
You as well.
You as well.
Okay. Your day of travel comes to an end. Nothing. This sort. Nothing really happens. But
DM question. I just forgot. Did there happen to be, I'm sorry, maybe potential retcon. Did there happen to be a temple to my goddess in Cylian? Or no?
in Cylian, I mean, not a major one. I would say so. So Wise is definitely more the patron of Cylian.
Okay.
There are some households, like if you go into certain people's households, you'll see shrines of Mina every once in a while, but there's no like real. It's not like it's like frowned upon or anything like that. It's just sort of not what
Yeah.
they do.
All right.
There's no
Never mind.
like, yeah.
That is fine.
All right. I will say, plus to be totally fair, dude, Mina is more like Mina and Wise are more the minor gods. There is a shrine of Kirna.
Yeah.
There is a shrine of Kirna in Cylian, and a lot of people, and you would know this because you're a cleric. A lot of people, when they can't find the shrine for one of their shards that they worship, will just go to a more major shrine if they believe
Okay.
that their god is a shard of one of the big 9.
Would you have allowed me? I was thinking about casting the spell Word of Recall.
Okay.
Which would allow us to teleport back to that location where I cast the spell.
Ooh. I'm gonna say
So I guess maybe I could cast it at the temple to is it Kierna?
Yeah, to Kierna. I'm gonna say as a retcon, not today.
Okay, maybe somewhere else I'll cast Word of
Yes,
Recall.
but keep that in mind because Kierna is a pretty major god of the nine. And I will
Alright.
say that because it is well known that Mina and Wise are direct shards of Kierna, it is very easy to make that connection
Uh-huh.
to Mina through one of Kierna's shrines.
Alright, okay. Sorry for the tangent.
No worries. You guys rest, and on your next day of journey, you meet a fork in the road, and you must decide. You can continue on. So there's sort of two ways to get to the Mornstar port. There is. Let me pull up the map real quick so I don't fork this up.
Walk it up.
So there's two ways to sort of do it. Dude, what's going on? You can go through. You can stay to the north and hit Lisna, and then move southeast down directly to Mornstar, or you can take more of a southern approach and go through Draconia. So, like with you guys' knowledge of the map and having been traveled to Draconia before, you would know that like you can either sort of go a little bit further, hit Lisna, and then you go south, or you go south and you hit Draconia, and then you go to Mornstar. Those like southern paths kind of run almost parallel to each other. Lisna has their own path to Mornstar, as does Draconia.
Do I know / do I have
Yeah.
any friends in either town? Are we like, does Skull and I have contacts in either of those towns that we'd be able to rely on?
If I recall, Lisna does have a bounty hunter hall.
Cool, let's go to Lisna.
I also think
Cool with
we ought
that.
to take a
And I will say you
route.
guys have been to Draconia before. While you don't have any friends there, you have a lot of acquaintances, and you do
Yeah.
know that that's
have a
where
lot of
Vendralia had
enemies.
lived. You do know that that's where Vendralia had lived for essentially a few years before creating a huge scene.
And she is the baddie or a baddie? Because my notes aren't clear.
Well,
She's
you know.
above the Raven Crest.
She's a baddie.
But she's also
Probably
the
the first-
the antagonist.
She's probably big, bad, and evil.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
That's
yeah,
kinda
for
got that
multiple
vibe.
reasons. Let's go to the other town.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we ran into anybody from my past, it would probably be like okay, but more likely than not, I wouldn't have a good encounter with them. So
Picking
You've
up on
made some
mys-
enemies.
Mysterious backstory.
A
Who
fallen
has it though,
favorite.
Skull? Come on.
I will say, Chris Lee. Oh, here, I'll text you.
Is our ultimate destination the Tower of Mafar?
it is.
Yes.
Oh. Oh,
Oh,
but we're meeting.
from the port town?
Yeah, we're gonna go from sea or by sea from the port town, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maz, can you lean to the other side of your screen?
What's that?
Maz,
There
okay,
you go.
thank you.
Yeah.
Tower, Scover, Lover,
It's way down there.
Genover.
Bottom
War.
right.
I think it's cut off.
Oh, it is cut off. It's
Yeah.
south of. It's on the Carven Island.
Okay. Oh, every night we sleep, I'll cast plant growth around our camp. And I will make it all overgrown and completely invisible from the roadside and also really difficult to get through.
Okay. I mean, at this point, dude, I'm sort of assuming that you're doing plant growth almost every single time that you guys camp in the wild.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, sometimes
Um,
even it ends.
Have we been saying that does need like some sort of base of plant material to start?
I mean, I don't know.
The rules as written just say that there are plants that become thick and overgrown.
It's up
Okay.
to DM interpretation.
Okay,
If
no,
we
that's
were
fine.
in like a tundra, I would say, okay, maybe there aren't any plants, but
Right, or maybe I'd have you roll some sort of thing to do that. But
It says the spell channels vitality into plants within a specific area.
say that again. It channels vitality.
Into plants within a specific area.
Oh, so
Yes.
it doesn't say they just sprout out of anywhere.
Yeah.
all normal plants within a 100-foot radius.
Okay, so I am gonna rule it then, dude, that you need to have living plants from here on out. Near you.
Sure, but we're walking along the forest, right?
Yeah, so that's gonna be fine. The reason I bring this up is because in the mountains, it probably would have been.
I know, I use the toboggan.
That's a dead plant.
Yes, that is.
If you're channeling vitality, you kind of need to have some vitality already there.
I'm bringing the vitality. I am the vitality.
He's the life of the party. Oh, hang on.
Well, I think we're taking the northern trail through Lisna.
So you guys are going to Lisna first?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll say so in your next day of travel, you make it to Lisna, which is sort of this small hamlet. There's sort of just this one road that goes through it and a bunch of houses along the side. There is the Bounty Hall, which is next to the the warden's office, which is kind of the equivalent of the sheriff of the town. Imagine, so you guys are kind of on the edge of the drylands. So the hills do become, you can see some hills in the distance that have some like more like dry, kind of like a California hill grass. And you know that if you keep going further north, those hills become lusher and greener. But closer to Draconia is sort of these blue drylands. And so if you remember going into Draconia before, like there were these like streaks of like black and deep blue that sort of like indicate that there's mithril in the soil. And so within this sort of space, while these like streaks of black and blue are a lot thinner and frankly not as vibrant, you're kind of on that cusp of like where the grassy hilllands begin and where the drylands really begin as you sort of enter Lisna. And so as you enter the city, because it's such a small hamlet, you see, and actually, I want to say because Skull and Phil are bounty hunters, odds are you've probably been here before.
Cool.
So you guys are well familiar with the bounty hall. You guys are familiar. There's sort of like a saloon in town where you can get a room and get a drink. There is a warden's office that you're familiar with. It's where you drop off a lot of your bounties. You kind of get the bounties from the hall, and then once you catch the guy, you actually bring it to the warden to pay it off, kind of a deal. If that kind of bounty, other times you just bring the bounty straight to the person. And then there's a small sort of residential row where people live, and a workers' building where a bunch of like some of the poor lower class working men sort of live. And then, oh God, what else was there? There is a small shrine, and I believe the shrine somewhere. I think the shrine was to Hamlu, the traveler.
Hamlu.
And there is a small general store as well.
Anywhere to gamble? Play some games.
Yeah, the saloon would have some gambling, some games. So would the bounty hunters hall. Although most people who go to the bounty hunters hall don't really stick around for a drink. They kind of just grab what they need and go. Although you guys would know as guild members, the hall can provide services such as merchants, sleeping. You can also oh God, I had like all this written down somewhere.
Let's go to the hall.
Yeah, we'd love to go to the guild hall.
Sure.
Do we like knock on the door? Just walk in.
You just walk in, And immediately you meet the gaze of Kirshna, who is a gray tiefling with long blonde silver hair. And he is behind the cage. So at each bounty hall, there's sort of like this cage where there's a guy who essentially sits and he has a bunch of money behind him, but he also is in charge of the bounties and the postings. And so usually when you enter a hall, you go check in with the cage master first to see if there's anything new, anything interesting. There's
Alright.
also, so as you enter the bounty hall, you sort of enter this lounge room. You see an interesting figure. He's sort of masked up kind of like you, Mazich, although his outfit's a little bit different. It's not as sharp, but he sort of has like this large hat that sort of covers his face, and he's leaning against a chair with his feet up, and it kind of looks like he's just catching some sleep, like in the middle of the hall. He's the only
Okay.
one in there today. So there's sort of this lounge area. There's some gambling stuff. There's a bartender, a Goliath, who just sort of sits there with cleaning a glass. Next to him, or behind him rather, is a whole posting of common bounties, smaller bounties, things put out by different governments and notices. But you guys know that usually the juicy stuff is with the cage master.
Oh,
Alright,
I think I go off and try and cause some trouble with the gambling tables.
Okay. You go there, and actually there's no one there. The Goliath
causing
says,
a lot of trouble.
trying to play.
I'm always up for a game.
All right, games against the house. He sets on glass he was cleaning, and he comes over. He opens up the chest, and you see a bunch of chips, and you recognize this game as backgammon. No, just kidding. It's essentially
rollies.
it's essentially a game of chance.
Okay.
It is against the house. It's kind of like blackjack. And for the purpose of this game, because I haven't really thought about gambling games in my world too much yet, I'm going to say it essentially works just like blackjack.
Great. Is there any way I can, do I see any opportunities to perhaps stack the odds in my favor?
I like where your head's at. So hang on. Let me write some of this down. I'm gonna say the Goliath begins sort of shuffling the cards.
Okay.
And he hands it out to you, and I want you to make a perception check.
All right.
Or investigation. Your choice.
Well, I just rolled perception. I got 18.
Okay. So you're looking sort of to see if like you can see sort of if he's a bad dealer, essentially, right? You're looking for mistakes in his card shuffling and things. I'll say with an 18, you don't catch anything. You don't get a glimpse of the bottom deck or anything. You don't. On this round, he kept his sort of thumb down and wasn't showing the card or anything.
Okay.
So you have one face down card, and you're showing. And he has, so you have one face down card, and he has two face up cards. His face up cards are essentially there are 15 total.
Okay.
And essentially, oh, actually, oh, sorry. Let's start this over. How much gold are you putting down on this bet? 2?
50.
Okay, 50.
50 gold pieces.
Let me say this. So let's do this. This is how the game works. Okay, I'm coming up with this on the fly.
Okay.
You get one card shown to you.
Okay.
You have 2 cards. The card that's shown to you is a 13.
I
Or
get to
no.
Look at the one that's not shown to me.
You do not get to look at that card.
Okay.
You do not get to touch your cards. You have to bet as to whether or not you beat what he's showing. So the cards in this world go from 1 to 20,
Yeah.
and he rolls a 18.
Huh.
You
Okay,
can
what's my-
choose. You can choose. So let's do this. It's 1 gold to see the card. And now you can choose whether or not you want to bet more.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Okay. How much are you willing to put down to see it?
Well,
We'll
one
say it's a
gold,
t-
right?
Yeah, sure. One more gold to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see it? Okay. I want you to roll a d20.
Rolled an 8,
What was the first card I said?
15.
13.
13. You lose.
All right.
Hey, this is fun.
Can I
He
sit
says-
down at the table? Oh, continue.
he says, the stakes rise at this table. Now it's too cold.
2 gold.
So every single time that you lose, you understand. So usually in this game, every single time that you lose, the pot doubles. Every single time that you win, the pot triples.
Encourages you to stay. Is there any way I can see about perhaps palming the 8? Trying to deceive him into thinking that I gave him back both cards.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. Phil, you're sitting down.
No, I was gonna sit down at the table with the stranger.
27.
You palm the 8.
All right.
Nice.
Got an auto 8.
Okay. So it's 2 gold to buy in.
All right. I'm doing it.
All right. He shows a 13.
What's my face up?
Your face up is a 15. You win the pot.
All right. Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. I'll do one more and then we can
One
call it
more,
quits. I wanna
and you
finish
did
this
win.
up
So
with
now the bet's at 6.
this. Okay.
This is not a perfect gambling game.
That's okay.
Oh. Okay, so you show a 20. He shows a 31.
So I have to beat his number? Is that what it is?
You have to beat it.
Hmm.
Do you increase your bet?
And I get to pay to see what my card is?
You do not.
Oh,
You
I'm
take-
just betting that I have a high. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, I'll bet. Let's see that. I can
Well,
beat.
so you already have 6 gold on the table. You can double it and roll, or you can just roll and see if you win the 6.
Double it and roll.
Yeah, so you can either bet and win 12 or lose 12 if you lose.
Yeah.
Or just keep the 6 on the table.
Javier, you're lucky too.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Well, either way you can wait. So either way you roll.
Yeah.
But do you want to put an extra 6 gold on the table, or do you want to keep what you got?
Oh no, yeah, I wanted to bet it up.
Oh yeah, so you got 12 gold on the table.
Yeah. And I rolled a 14.
14 plus your 20 beats his 31. So you get 12 gold.
All right. Pleasure doing
Great.
business with you, sir.
Nice.
And I keep
Well
that.
done.
I keep the 8 just in case.
Hey, not bad for gambling today.
Just stole a random card.
Phil, you sit down at the table. Are you trying to do anything?
With the stranger, is he sleeping? Do I make eye contact with him?
Make a perception check.
15.
He's asleep.
I'll slap the table down hard with my tarot card deck.
Hang on. Let me just roll a quick perception check for him. I'm gonna say that he doesn't wake up.
I'll pick the deck up again and I'll slap it again.
Fine, he wakes up. He wakes up. Fine. You want me to make another NPC shit? Is it?
Well, he just looks similar to Skull.
He's not a shifter. He's wearing like the same kind of materials and stuff, and but his outfit looks somewhat different. But when like upon him like shifting up and like revealing his face, you realize it's a very different outfit than Skull's. He's got like a normal like shirt underneath, I guess, whatever you can call normal. And he's just sort of sitting there, and he goes, "Ooh." And
I look him dead in the eye.
you see, well, so hang on. Do you see this? You see this half orc gentleman, sort of like, it's just like he almost looks kind of sickly.
I look him dead in the eye. I look him up and down. I gauge the value of his soul. I say you're far too less interesting for me, and I walk to the pit boss.
Yeah,
I
I've
just
already
walk away.
while
As
they
you
were
walk
doing
away-
that, I've
as you
been
walk away-
talking to Krishna.
You hear him say, George, and George is like, oh shit. And he brings over what looks like a bucket and he hands it to him and he goes, thanks, George.
Sure,
Right.
it's
This
not
guy
Ralph?
was just sleeping off a hangover. Is his name
Well-
what?
I said, are you sure it's not Ralph?
No, it's just George. The Goliath's name is George. Goliath's name is George.
So, the person in the cage is Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah, you recognize him.
Krishna,
Wow.
good to see you
Yeah.
again.
Ugh, sorry.
I know it's been a while since the cleric beast has been in, but I'm here.
Always an excitement. What can I do for you today? Rumors, or just a sweet bounty.
A little of both. Let's start with the rumors. You heard anything about what's going on in the world? Anything juicy?
Indeed, but Skull, you know how this works. I give you information, and you either give me something in exchange or pay up.
Right. Well, you might be curious to know that one Lady Vendralia has been busy.
Oh, I've heard of Andralia. Believe me, you gotta have for me something sweet to be worth anything. By the way, Maz, so like usually the way that this works is, depending on how many rumors you get, like it's gonna be worth a certain amount, and
Okay.
he is also just gonna sort of gauge how much the information that you got for him is worth. And you guys just have to sort of take him at his word if he doesn't give you any credits towards the information you give him.
I would like to offer him. He'll lean over, kind of turn his back to him and look over. Like, I'll tell you your future in exchange for some of that good you got behind the desk.
You
Gossip,
see him
that
whip out a
is.
pipe. You see him whip out a pipe, light it, and blow it right at your face. And he says, Phil, and he sticks the pipe into your mouth. Do you take a breath?
I take a rip. Of course I do.
And he pulls it out. He says, I don't want to hear your bullshit today.
It's not my bullshit. It's the cards. If you have an issue with the fates, you can take it up with them. I've
This
met them before. They're not
this
nice.
tobacco that he's smoking is quite fine. Kind of has a sweet hint of cherry to it, and it kind of gets you a little tingly right off on the first puff. But are you guys trying to look for a job together?
Potentially, we're on the way to what's the name of the
Montana?
place?
More.
Oh, we're going to
Morningstar.
the port town. We're going to
Yes.
Morningstar. And if
Oh.
there's any
Four-star
work along the
Moortown.
way, we could be interested in that.
Oh, well, start me off with this. Anything interesting happening there?
Not that we're aware of.
I mean,
Um,
we're gonna be interesting. I promise you, once we get there, the number of guards in that town will probably decrease by at least 2.
Yeah, okay. Leading question then. Why are you going to a port town? Trying to get off the coast? Trying to get off the mainland? Maybe see some babes in the Venn Isles, eh?
Oh, we've got business all over the coast, but specifically, we're looking for some wares,
Oh, come on.
the
Phil.
magical variety. I would like to try to
Well,
deceive
fine.
him.
What's that?
I got a 31 to deceive him.
To deceive? You got a
Yes.
nat 20 on his insight.
That still beats, what's his plus, not 20 plus what? He had
Uh,
plus 11 on insight?
dude, his job is to count your bullshit. He's got a plus 15 on insight.
Oh my gosh. So the 35, he trumps the 31. It's not the entire truth, but
Also, dude, I'll call deception checks. Well, unless, I mean, I guess that's fair. If you're trying to
Trying to lie
deceive
to
him.
him.
So what exactly was your lie?
that we're just going there to buy some nice magical shit.
Oh. He smokes his pipe and he rolls his eyes and he says, bet. He doesn't actually say that. He says, Phil, we know each other for a little bit. You can sweeten the deal here and I'll sweeten the deal here, if you know what I mean. You know how this works.
Okay. We're looking to murder. We've got not exactly a bounty, but let's just say somebody from my past has come back up and she's about 6 feet above the ground, 6 feet higher above the ground than I would like.
Oh. For a name, I'll give you 50 gold off whatever price I get. Whatever
Does
information
Phil-
you ask of me.
I assume Phil remembers her name, right?
Freya.
Yeah, book girl. Yeah. I passed that
Freya.
name along.
Freya. You wouldn't happen to know her last name now, would you? Make it 75.
Does Phil know her last name? Phil went to school with her.
Oh, does Phil go to school with her?
I thought that's what we talked about for the backstory. Is
No,
she
I
was
thought
one
you
of
guys
the
just met each other
rivals,
I thought you guys just met each
on a job.
Yeah. Well, you and pretty sure you guys just met each other. I don't think she went to the same school as you.
Does Phil remember her last name? I can roll an intelligence check.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Oh, 16.
Okay, with a 16. I will say because of the somewhat acquaintance relationship, never caught her. Well, how about this? Roll a history check for me. I know I said intel. Well, whatever your roll was, just make it a history check.
It's still a 16. There's no bonus. If anything, actually goes up. So it's now an 18.
Okay, I'll say with an 18, you do get her last name.
Okay.
Pull up her character sheet right quick because it's on there. You do catch her last name is. Goodness, oh, I literally have it. Come on.
So I relay the last name.
You relay the last name. So Hunter Hall. Okay. All right, and then finally, Phil, I'll make it a sweet round 100. If you can tell me anything about their powers.
Wait, 100 gold? Or am I
Yeah, so
rolling a
right now you guys are
D100?
bartering for information, right? So
Yeah.
you're giving him a piece of information, and so far for him, it's a name of an interesting person, of a
Mhm.
person of interest. It's a first and last name. And if you give him some power, like some description about them, some other information about them, he'll make it a sweet $100 off whatever information he gives you.
That's okay. So and as we're talking, I'm still shuffling my tarot card deck. And I randomly pull out 2 cards, but Phil knows this deck well. The card is it's got a big book on it, and then it's got the death right next to it. I say she's a warlock, pact of the tome. And she has the ability to, let's say, suspend a life on her Leonin allies.
Done. That good sir is probably worth more than 100. I'll say you guys have a 120 gold discount on my information today. What would you like to know about? I've been hearing about some brewings in the feudal lands, Catherine specifically, some brewings in Draconia too. That Vendralia business again, it's quite the power vacuum. It's quite interesting. That one actually can be tied to a bounty if you're interested, but I would give you the bounty and the information for a separate price. And Skull, werewolves again.
Ah, fuckers.
I'll say
Where
that.
are the werewolves?
Well, the werewolves will cost you, well, with the 120 gold discount. So usually I'd charge 200 for it, but you could get 80 gold for the werewolf information. The Draconia is quite a juicy bit, and like I said, it can lead you to more gold. So I'm going to say that was probably 400 gold.
Well,
But
listen, we
you
are.
have a 120 gold discount today, unless you have some other bits of information. Are you guys heading to Mornstar?
Yes,
Mornstar.
we are heading to Mornstar. If that is
That's
that
why,
is you.
Skull. You have to help me. And he rattles the cage a little bit. You can tell he really gets off on this one. On
Well,
the juicy
you should just talk to me instead of this bullshitter. Yes, we're going to
Hey,
Mornstar, and then eventually we're taking a ship to the Tower of Nefer. But for the time being, we're particularly interested in any information or work within the area. On the way to Mornstar or nearby, perhaps Draconia or over the sea route to the Tower of Nefer.
Okay, well, on the way. Okay, well, I'll give you a bit for free. Here's the bounty. He pulls up the bounty, and it's for Arker. You guys got this?
Say it again.
Parker?
Arker, Arkur, Therold.
Harold.
Therold.
Okay.
I need a new pen.
Harold.
I need a pen. Give me 1 sec.
Parker Harold. Is this a sea bounty or is this a bounty related to Vendralia?
All right, guys, I need a pen. So Arker Harold. Or sorry, Arker Therold bounty.
Harold.
Bounty
Okay.
is set. The bounty is set by the 4 houses of Draconia.
Mm-hmm.
The price for his head is 1,500 gold.
Ooh, just for his head?
It is quite drastic. So it's 1,500 alive, 700 dead.
Okay.
And who has contracted this bounty? You said the 4 houses of
The
Draconia.
4 houses of Draconia.
Is there any reason, or is that unknown to us?
That is not listed on the bounty listing itself, but it does sound like your good friend Krishna has some information for you. And
Right,
that's
Krishna.
Therold, Therold.
Got it.
Which, if you guys would like to make a quick history check, you can see if you recognize the name.
I'll
Yeah,
have
I will
Delfinger do it.
that.
Yeah. I asked
Seriously, by the way,
Delfinger.
since these guys are taking a while, and I know that this isn't really your shtick, I'm gonna say you're still at the gambling table. Roll a quick d20 for me.
All right. 16.
You won another 24 gold.
Whoa. Nice, dude.
Nice.
I got a 2 on the history check.
I got a
Not recognized
dirty
as first.
20.
A dirty 20.
Delfinger got a dirty 20.
Delfinger got a dirty 20. So
sword.
Delfinger remembers the 4 houses of Draconia. And some of the more minor noble people. Thorold rings a bell for him. Within Draconia legend, he can't quite put his finger on it, but he's like, Bill, dang it. Harold, Carrold. There once was a woman named. That's not the song. There's something about this somewhere. I've heard a song or a few, but I think they're definitely a family from Draconia.
Insightful as always, my good friend.
Krishna, what's the sweet information about Draconia you can give us? How much will it be?
The Draconia information, like I said, can lead to some pretty sweet gold. With your information you gave me about Nafar just now, look, I'd be willing to drop down the information about Thorold and Draconia down to 100 gold pieces.
Seems like a rather wise investment. If it'll
I
help
can
us.
offer you a little more information.
Okay, what else you got?
We're employed by Lady Faywin
Ooh.
currently.
Oh, juicy.
And
Those fight bitches, that tits. Oh, it's
we
another hit.
are
Pointy face hits.
we are sort of working against Lady Faywin.
Against. He makes
Yes.
a quick insight check.
As
Again,
a threat.
I messaged.
I mean,
Noel,
sorry, not Faywin, Vendralia.
Vendralia.
I
A
can't
very-
mix them up.
Ooh, an alignment perchance then. Okay, fine, you've tugged my chain. I've tugged your chain enough. Here it is. Right. Arca Therault served under Vendralia before she left.
Oh,
And it's rumored he tried to assassinate one of the heads of the other 4 houses.
Ooh.
the plot thickens.
Indeed. Once Vendralia left, he had been seen skulking about her manor. And then ran away. After that, the 4 houses put a fucking bounty on his head.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I think the next time you hear about Thorold, it will be about his successful capture by us.
Or his death.
Okay. Well, so you guys taking this bounty then?
Depends. The other bounty you talked about that had to do with Vendralia.
Oh no, this is the one.
This is
This is
the
the one?
Vendralia bounty. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this
perfect.
guy, look, Bill, this guy worked right for the bitch. I mean, if she didn't have that,
He just needs to be alive, right? Not with all of his hands and fingers and limbs. Most of them, some of them. Define alive.
oh, I think they really just want his mouth to work. Anything.
Okay, perfect. So do we.
Yeah. It's kind of what I figured when the guy came in here rampant. Anyway, I can't tell you anything else. But look, what else can I tell you about it? So, let's see. So let's see. So after Vendralia bounced out of there, out of that tournament fight that happened a few weeks back, he was seen sort of around the place. He was leaving with a few things, coming in with a few things. But Draconia itself has kind of been in a power vacuum ever since the head of the fourth house, the Raven House, dipped out. You know, it's not quite what people have been talking about. So people are trying to obviously get, you know, whatever Arker might know about Vendralia's dealings. Probably try to curry favor with, you know, rub up in the politics. It was quite interesting, them politics there. Did you know that the four houses used to just be Dragonborn? Vendralia's family is one of the first to replace a Dragonborn family.
Ooh.
Oh, quite interesting, really.
Spicy.
Fascinating.
So, where would we find Arker? Is he in Draconia or is he out here?
Well, that's a tidbit. I think he left by sea, so he's probably out on those Ven Isles out there.
Okay, perfect.
Up by what?
Yeah,
The Ven Isles. The Ven Isles are the 4 islands off the southern coast of Lenturia. Mifar is on the most southern of the Ven Isle.
Okay. And where can we get more information as to where exactly we might be able to find Thorold?
Well, you could always work around Draconia. I don't know really what his ties were there, but see if anybody from Vendralia's house knows him. I mean, you could also just start poking around isle to isle, see if anyone's seen. Oh, by the way, you guys see the picture of him? He's a dwarf. The white gray beard is his
dwarf,
portrait.
white red beard.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else, we thank you for the information.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you for yours. Now, Phil, did you say that you wanted to buy items or anything like that?
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Well, here, I'll let you over into the back. He does just have the sort of a standard array of weapons and armor. I don't know if you're interested in like trying to buy any of that shit.
Nah, I was looking for magical water breathing stuff.
Yeah, the Hunter's Hall doesn't have too much magical stuff usually.
Is there a +1 shield?
No, I'd say they're just standard shields in this one, especially because this is in Lisna. This is a smaller hall.
The humble town. Okay.
But I mean, like the Hunter Hall is here is because it is sort of like a central like traveling town. Essentially, it's a pass through.
That tracks. I'll pass on the shopping.
Kirsta, can we have room and board for the night?
Of course. That'll just be with 1, 2, 3 of you,
Yes.
Yeah, well,
okay. And we'll do Hunters Guild right. We'll just call it a nice 5 gold.
You got it.
All right. You guys need food and water too.
George here's got my
And
tab.
another.
oh yeah, did you win your stay?
At this time, he sees you, Chrisley, pulling 24 gold off the table. He goes, "Oh, George, you lost it again." He goes, "Kirsten, sorry, I don't know what to say." You played that 8 on the last hand probably too, by the way.
Yeah, he says better luck
Still
next
at it.
time, friend.
I'll fill Javier in on the Arker Thorold bounty and its connection with Lady Vendralia.
Okay. So, cool. All right, sounds good. You guys lay down for a long rest.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the deal. Where are you guys going next?
Probably to the port town.
Well,
Corn town, Morton.
or we could detour through Draconia to get more info on Thorold's exact whereabouts.
Guys, by the way, whose house did I say he was poking around in? Vendralia's?
You didn't
Yeah.
say.
I did
Was
not
it?
mean to say Vendralia's.
Okay, delete
I meant to
that.
say, he was poking around in another lord's house. Lord Varsif.
Okay,
Borsif?
wait, Borsif?
Varsif, Varsif.
Oh, not Borsif.
And this is shortly after Vendralia vamped out.
I could cast Commune to see if I can learn anything about which
Sure.
island he might be at.
Ooh, good calls.
So I'll do that before we take our long rest. I will cast Commune. How many questions do I get? Is it 3? Yeah, 3 questions.
And remind me how this
So-
works.
Commune says I can ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to info that lies beyond the deity's knowledge. In a case where a one-word answer could be misleading or contrary to the deity's interests, the GM might offer a short phrase and an answer
Okay.
as an answer instead.
I'm going to change a little bit how we rolled this last time. Describe to me how you're communing with your deity in your chamber.
Right.
And specifically, if you want them to be able to say yes and no, you need to describe to me how they're going to respond to you.
Okay. I will I'll take 3 candles and light each one in front of me. So like 1 candle will be for each question.
Yes.
And I want to be like in a praying position, like on my knees. And I'm gonna face wherever the moon is. And I feel like, I don't know if you want, I can roll survival, or maybe I just always know where the moon is, whichever direction it would be.
Yeah, I'll say that at a quick glance of the sky, you do see where the moon is. Are you doing this on the roof or in your chamber, or where are you?
If I could be on the roof or outside in a private
Yeah.
spot, even better.
I'd say there's like a little like smoking like chamber, not a chamber because it's on the roof, but like you can go up to the
Okay.
roof of the hunter's hall and there's sort of like this outdoor like thing.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll cast Commune and I say, Luminous Mina, unsurpassed goddess, may your light soothe my soul and guide my path. May your moonlight guide me to my new quarry. Archer Ferald, is he on the Carven Island?
The
Or
first candle. So there is the Carvin, Gorvin, Lonvin, and Dakvin Isle.
yeah,
So you're gonna start with Carvin.
yeah.
The first candle dims and brightens.
Is that a maybe then? Dims then brightens.
Well, so describe to me again how they're communing with you.
Well, I guess like if the light goes out, maybe that's a no. If the light gets brighter, that's a yes. And
Oh,
then
okay.
Anything in between would be like a maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, the light goes out.
Okay. Is Archer Ferald on the Dakvin Island?
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens?
Nothing happens.
Okay. Is my prey Archer Ferald on Lonven Island?
The third candle goes out.
Okay. So I will end the spell just by saying, Mina, thank you so much for your guidance. I praise and honor you. And then I'll go back inside. And I'll tell my friends I have a good feeling based on guidance from my goddess that Archer Ferald may be at the Dakvin Island, possibly,
Okay.
which is on the way to the tower. So we could stop there and poke around.
Mhm.
All right, I'm tired. I'm gonna take my rest.
Okay. You guys are all taking a long rest?
Long rest, not that I burnt any resources.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, I have to ask, it's 9 o'clock. What are we feeling?
I got some gas in the tank, but I'm open for whatever.
Okay. I'm willing to go
Seems
like,
like as good a time as any to, I think, call it here.
Sounds
that's
good.
kind of what I'm feeling. You guys did a good chunk of travel. Sorry, no real majors encountered. Chill day of travel though. Like shit.
No, it's actually funny. I was texting my girlfriend just now, and she's like, "Well, did you slay any dragons or cast any cool spells?" I said, "No, but I bought a donkey and I won a hand of blackjack." Which
Nice.
is the beauty of D&D.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna say, like, I mean, you guys got a pretty. You guys gave Cance a lot more than I thought you guys were gonna give.
I know. Skull.
Whatever.
Just giving him all the gossip.
That is information that other people can buy, by the way.
Yeah. It's whatever.
Yeah.
If they're a guild member, if they're a bounty hunter guild member.
But that doesn't seem to mean a lot.
I don't
It's
know how,
probably
yeah, that
worse
bar
if
is
the-
pretty
if
low.
other members
Look
of
at
the
it.
bounty hunter
Bill
guilds
and
can-
Well-
Skull and I.
If it comes back to bite us, cool, because that could be fun.
narratively.
And I'd say you guys got a pretty cool lead about Vendralia and what she's been up to, maybe with this
Yeah, that's-
Archer Therold.
Sounds interesting.
I'm from. I think I'm from Dakman too, so could be interesting.
Yes,
Oh.
originally. Although you've been spending a lot more of your time, I'd say,
Yeah,
recently,
it's
the Western
mostly my
Sea.
childhood, I would say. So
Yeah.
been a long, long time.
Neato.
Okay.
Very cool.
All right. I need to
Sure.
head to the restroom actually. So I think this is a good time as Eddie to end the call.
Night,
But-
buddy.
Yep.
Thank you. I had a blast.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Until next time.
Peace.
Till next time.
Another.
I'm gonna hop off here too. Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.